It's time for market update with your host Flacco. Any fucking way. All right, people. So let's get to it. Let me take this shit off. Make it simple. So earlier this morning, I was talking about how Ethereum needed to hold this 12-hour candle box right here. There's three candle box in a 12-hour candle time frame. That's why I call it 12-hour candle, three candle box. So I said that this 12-hour candle needed to hold inside the box to still be active. And even though it broke the box, the next box should be getting back in it within the next 8 hours if it broke it, to then still be active or whatnot. But that'll be um, especially closing a 12-hour candle, an 8-hour candle below it. It'll be some sort of signal for drawdown, withdraw. But that's why you pay attention to the next 8-hour candles after that, especially how the first four-hour candle closes, or in general how the next candle or whatever time frame you're on end up closing. But normally you want to look at the higher time frames, 4-hour candles and up, to see where they end up closing. So since we end up closing, I knew that, and then the way that it closed, I knew we had a slight chance of going up, but it needed to maintain inside this box to continue with this rally pushing on up. Otherwise, if Ethereum would have broken on down and would have closed this 12-hour candle at 1 o'clock or at 5 o'clock, um, no, 12 o'clock. So at 5 in the morning, yeah, five in the morning, yeah, 5 in the morning, right? Yeah, 5 in the morning. And then that way the next hours could proceed to one and go and keep up or whatnot. I mentioned then, let me go to 4 candles. I ended up boxing that 12-hour candle box. That way, on the small time frames, I know where it's at. So that's why I end up doing this. This is your 3 monthly resistance that we end up closing. So these are your last actual strong resistance. Like if you look at the bigger picture, this is really what you want to pass to tell you, hey, we're gonna. Like it's telling you, hey, we are ready to blast off. We're ready to continue with this rally or whatnot. It's the last resistance. We haven't had a chance to pass this resistance since 2021. So this is really, 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 really big. The fact that it's right on it, sticking right on it, on the end of the weekend, that's what you want. Because you want this week to end up either closing in between these two, or obviously above these two. To really be bullish, you want it to be up. But either way, both are either bullish. Closing in here is very bullish. Closing right by here is very bullish. Anything by here is very bullish. What you didn't want is for us to for all of a sudden to drop and be down here and closing the week down here. And I'll tell you that something really bad happened. But if we're gonna see it tied against here, that means the market is still good. Nothing really crazy where tariffs and all that shit has really happened besides where we left off. And hopefully tomorrow we get some sort of relief by Trump tweeting, just had a talk with Europe and China, and we came up with some grills. And we might, some fucking shit like that, and the market's gonna, oh, thank God he fucking clear that out. Now we can focus on actual data and earnings. We got earnings. Check that out. But the real important ones, I think they start off. They're gonna really move the market. It's gonna be on Wednesday. Tuesday, the Fed Powell talks. So Monday we don't got no data, so the market's just gonna be a day ventilating this last weekend, pretty much, and catching up with the weekend. That's what Monday's gonna be at. Taking all that out, all the weekend out, all the weekend data, news, all the bullshit. And then as we get to Monday night, then you're gonna start seeing some sort of more rally towards the upside as they now focus towards Powell. And after Powell stops talking, and that day closes Tuesday night, you're gonna see how the market is really gonna anticipate the earnings, because you're gonna have your Google, your Tesla, and all that shit be coming around that time, I believe. Anyways, so you can see right there, it's right by the resistance. Remember that it's important where these candles close, especially 12-hour candles. The fact that right here, the fact that a 12-hour candle closes at 5 in the morning, The fact also what you really gotta pay attention to is the last these last 8 hour candles right here. It's gonna be from 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. I believe so. Let me check. Actually, it's gonna close already, so it's gonna close. Oh, at 1. So this one's gonna close at 1. This 8 hours gonna close at 1, so it's gonna be very fucking important. That tells you a lot too. So this 4 candle is also important because it's your 9 to wait shit. Is it 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Yeah, 1 at 1. Yeah. So your 11:45. No, your 10:45 to 11:30 is your really important area to hold or to maintain or whatnot to pay attention to. That's when the market's gonna start be there acting like it's gonna go somewhere else. So look, this is the area. When I saw this on Friday, I knew that okay, we're hitting a strong resistance, and it's a weekend, close to a weekend. We're about to fucking probably dip on Friday and then stabilize and then pick up again, try one more time. So this is what you wanted. That's why I said that box was important to hold. That's why I like to visually see it. That way I know time wise where it's going, where it's gonna break out or whatnot, and also having my lines on the weekends over here indicate to me where the market was gonna have a hard time breaking. I told a homie yesterday, and I said in the video, I don't know if I mentioned in the video, how if we do go down, we're gonna have a hard time breaking this area here because of weekly. And then also I told you about my indicator, how we need to maintain in this green jelly right here to really continue this bullishness or whatnot. Besides that, I also said how we closed at 1 o'clock. I think it was last night or earlier when I mentioned. I think it was here. How I mentioned how oh yeah your 11:45 to but it's different. So your 10:45 to 11:30. Yeah, we close at 1:12. Actually, your 10 your 10:30 to 11:15 or 10:45 to 11:30. One of those, but in that area or whatnot. But especially getting towards your 11 o'clock, your 11:30, you want to really to fucking maintain that bullishness or whatnot. Um, Let me take this shit off right here. So here you see 10 o'clock, here we come 11, here we come 12. So see this area, and I told you this area right here, you need to shoot up above here. So by 1 o'clock, we could be up here or whatnot. No, but my bad. Right here. We should be right here by 1 o'clock, and then from there, we can fucking fight and then continue going on up or whatnot. And that's what happened. You got your 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we're not fucking closing here. And then from there, we got just stuck in that area, trying to pass again, and finally we went through it. What you didn't want to see is you didn't want to see this one, do the opposite to that, and all of a sudden just shoot down and then hold and close there at 1 o'clock. That would have been bad because then 2 and 3 and 4 would have been, and then you would have seen, because it would have been pecking and pecking and pecking and pecking it just like this, but finally actually break it. So I said that it was in order for it to show it's going to continue going up, we need to see something like this. And I also have mentioned how you're always going to see Ethereum make the first move because it's smaller, so it's more flexible, it's more movable, whatnot. And then Bitcoin will follow, whatnot. And then sometimes it's not that just because Bitcoin didn't move, the Ethereum rate didn't move, Bitcoin's gonna follow. So you know that once Ethereum finally breaks this shit and then starts actually breaking through this hard resistance, then you're actually gonna see Bitcoin do a crazy little high fucking something like this. But like all of a sudden you're gonna see this shit. Because if you also see Bitcoin, it's still hanging in this. So there's a daily trend line right here. Small one. See it's going down. And you see how it's holding this island, this floating, I call it the floating island. And then we close the week right there, I want to say. Yeah, right there, that blue line right here. And we're still holding here, and Ethereum's rising. So what we need this bitch to do is go to the 12-hour candle. Yeah, because these are hard prices to pass because you got 12-hour candle Fibonacci right here. You got a 4 candle Fibonacci right here. You got an 8-hour candle Fibonacci right here. Watch. 4, your 450 your 8 Fibonacci right there, and then your 4 hour this one right here 50 Fibonacci. So this is gonna be hard pass. So either Ethereum is gonna fail for the third time or whatever the time it is, passing this area here. So it's gonna be, it could be a fake out, and then by 5 in the morning it could be down here, and when once it comes down here, and then by 9 or around there we're breaking, we're still stuck down here, then we're most likely gonna break on Sunday and have a little pull down on Sunday. If we hold this and we're up, we start reversing, or we hold here, or we by 1 p.m. we start. Let me show you guys. By 1 p.m. we'd up actually just maintaining here and closing anywhere in here 1 p.m. I mean 1 a.m. Then you gotta see from 1 a.m. to 5 p.m. to try to pass this. And if we do, then you gotta see Bitcoin start moving. Otherwise, it's gonna be a double top, and it's gonna have a hard time pressing. And by your 11:30, 11:45, it should come down and be breaking down below this. Also, this is a monthly trend line, a 3 monthly trend line coming down from right here, and that's what's trying to pass right now too. So all these signs are telling you, hey, next week if we close right here, we're gonna keep on flying, especially if your stock data and earnings keep pushing your market up. We're gonna keep on flying, especially if the president tweets something about crypto. You best believe, and if especially if they announce over the past certain bill or certain crypto bill got announced or whatever passed, you will see the market fucking react to it. You will see Ethereum break to this fucking important resistance area that will fucking indicate to you that all season is here and the market's gonna fly or whatnot. But we also gotta be cautious because August 1st, that's when the tariff deal is supposed to. So that could fucking a week before that or close to that could fucking bring the market down. So it's gonna be scared, nervous of what decision they fell off on and what they landed on. So like I said, by 11:30, we should be up here. Probably 11:45, and then try more time and just close here. And it's gonna be, are we gonna make it or not? And then you go to your 12-hour candle, because if again breaking out of this and holding above this is what you want, not going back in there. So 1 o'clock in the morning, we gotta be here. If we reject, we're gonna come back down, and you will see then. But you see, we're so far away from where we were. So even if you come back down to its areas, you won't see Bitcoin really react to it unless it really goes back down and goes to the bottom of this. Then you will see Bitcoin really follow and drag down and start pulling on down. Let me go with the Bitcoin. You see how you're seeing now Bitcoin hold that area, and just my indicators tell me, hey, these are your targets, these are your buying area. It is gonna be hard. So you Ethereum has to do a hard fucking and break through that fucking karate shop, that fucking shop board. Do a punch, just smash through that shit, and then you're gonna see Bitcoin close in here by this weekly. This blue line's a weekly. That's when we close a week. Try to keep it simple right here. See? So the fact that it's sticking to where we close the week, this last week, that's very bullish and whatnot. Especially how Ethereum's looking. So everything looking good, you guys, so far. But again, Ethereum's gonna be an indicator where this market is gonna start going and whatnot, and what's really happening behind closed door in the other market. Because this market is still active, so it's still sensitive to the real market. So it's still sensitive to the real data. So any fucking data tweet, this market will feel it too. It's not like it's decentralized and all that fucking bullshit. And then XRP. XRP is telling you the same shit. It's holding its floating island, and it's telling you, hey, we still got a move to do. Even though it's looking weak, I don't like this flat surface, but it is a downtrend, and just like Bitcoin, and we should see some sort of we should see some sort of like tight, nice, compact box to really show you where you're at, and it has a nice little fucking U still going, so it can still play out good. But if we keep getting rejected in this area right here and close this 12-hour candle below, that might be again. Ethereum might be doing the same, and then we're gonna drag down and finally break this floating island, and then close the 12-hour candle here, and then that's gonna be your first little red flag in the morning. All right, so that's it for you guys. What about Pepe? Pepe's gonna follow too with Ethereum. Yeah, see, even Pepe's telling you, hey, we about to shoot up, buddy. If my fucking if my mommy Ethereum keeps pumping up, I'm ready to go. See, it's right there. It's right there. There's a monthly, so that's strong. It's a strong resistance. And the fact that it smashed through one too, it's very important. I'm even telling you. And the fact that we're trying to pass a 50 weekly, sheesh, this baby's gonna fly too. Cardano's gonna fly too, and it's I want to break a 3 monthly resistance. Yup, this baby's gonna fucking fly once fucking sheesh. Oh sheesh, gonna go crazy. This market's gonna go crazy if all plays out like I feel like I should. And then finally Penguin. Penguin's looking weak but still holding. I think it was a 12-hour kind of box. Yeah, for daily. So all this still bullish. Penguin is still bullish. As long as we maintain this box, this baby's still bullish. Right. As we close the day here. I don't really like them because they're together. And then you got close the week here. Right here. But yeah, it's looking fragile, but hopefully it holds this and we start breaking towards the upside at 1 o'clock. And then by 5 in the morning or 9, should be up here if Ethereum does push up and not fucking bullshit. And then by either by 1 o'clock or 9, we should be up here breaking this and whatnot. Because that's literally 12 hours from now. But that's it for you guys.